I was just sitting there minding my own business, and the barber, he dropped something onto my lap, and it was the clip you attached to the razor, and I was like, shouldn't this be on the razor? And he was like, oh dear, yes it should. And I had a nice almost bald patch there, so he had to compensate and make the rest really short, so that's that. But on the plus side, if you watched my BookTube newbie tag, you'll know where that hair is heading. Hello there. If you are new to the channel, my name is Mark. This is Toast Dragon Fantasy, and in today's video I'm going to be looking at 5 characters that I probably should like, but don't. They're either really annoying, or they're really boring, or they're really annoying and boring, so that's why they've made this list, and it's not an enviable position to be in. So, without further ado, I present to you 5 characters that I should like, but don't. So I'm just going to start with the big hitter. Might as well. The first character that I don't like is Kvothe from The Name of the Wind. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a bit of a lie, because I did like him in The Name of the Wind. I thought he was a brilliant protagonist in The Name of the Wind, but I did not like him at all in A Wise Man's Fear. I thought he was very, very arrogant throughout, and his arrogance kind of grew out of control almost, and then, you know, he had that very bizarre episode. If you've read the book, you'll know that very bizarre sort of section in the forest. I find him very dismissive of a lot of the women characters. He's got a very, you know, inflated sense of self-importance. And on top of that, he is the ultimate Mary Sue, or whoever the male equivalent of the Mary Sue is. We'll just call him Trevor. So yeah, he's a classic Trevor. He can seduce women. He's top of the class in all of his studies. He can, you know, take up sword work in a matter of days, when it's taken these sort of specialist warriors years and years to master their craft. He can do it in a matter of days and weeks. You know, he's just, I found him irritating. I really struggled with him. My second character on this list appears in this book, and it is the main character from this book. It is Malcolm from The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman. He's a very nice guy, he's a very nice boy, he's very polite, hard-working, and unfortunately those qualities don't often constitute a very memorable main protagonist. He was just very, very bland, and to be honest, he wasn't helped by the book. I didn't enjoy the book. I love his Dark Materials more than almost any other series in the world. This book just didn't do anything for me, and I think Malcolm always contributed to that. And he was on the back foot from the start because he had to compete with Lyra and Will, and Lyra is one of my all-time favourite book characters. So he was on the back foot from the start, and unfortunately he didn't do anything memorable, in my opinion. The third character on this list is one that appears throughout series, and it's only in the first book of the series that this applies to, because he gets stronger as the series goes on. But that is Kip from The Black Prism, aka the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. Kip is the son of the overall kind of powerhouse of the story. He's about 15 or so. Very overweight, he's very awkward, and he knows it as well, and that is the main problem with this character, is that there's very little substance to him in the first book, in that he's constantly referring to his weight and how, you know, it's a handicap and you know, oh, woe is me kind of thing. He's constantly referring to women, because obviously he's very inexperienced with that kind of thing, and, you know, some of the language that's written in his voice is very, you know, objective. Yeah, it's very objective about women, I suppose. Very whiny as well, you know, he kind of has a very broad sense of sort of self-pity. As I said, this is only in the first book. He does get stronger as the series progresses, but Kip of the Black Prism is not a character that I rooted for. So yeah, he's the next one. The fourth character that I dislike, who I probably shouldn't dislike, is Elend from the Mistborn series. Now I'm trying to think of like a rude name that I can call Elend. Something that kind of, you know, rhymes maybe. I don't know. I can't think of one right now, but he's very annoying. He starts off being being portrayed as this kind of typical rich boy, you know, very, you know, full of himself, very cocksured, you know. Cocksure is the word, yeah, we'll go with that. Comes from a really rich family, and obviously, you know, our main sort of heroine gets involved with him. And as the story progresses, you kind of find out that he's not exactly who he seems. He's more forward-thinking than a lot of the rich airheads that he kind of is associated with. He's not like them at all. I find him just boring. Brandon Sanderson is an amazing, amazing writer. Amazing. But I don't think dialogue is particularly his strength. And Ellen's dialogue just wound me up, and his constant his constant use of, I can't remember the exact phrase, but it was something like, now see here, now, you know, if you read it, you'll know what I mean. Like, he just says it over and over again, and it just got so irritating. Like, just speak normally, mate. He doesn't improve, in my opinion, he doesn't improve as the series goes on either. I wouldn't say it gets worse, but he doesn't get any better, I don't think. He's just a character that I can't warm to. I don't really have a particular pinpointed reason why I don't like him. I just don't. This is a great, informative analysis of characters, isn't it? Or just don't. But yeah, he's number 4. Number 5, you may have come across before because I reviewed the book. It was one of the 2 reviews that I've done on this channel. She's the main character from Crossroads of Canopy, and it is Una. Una is the 5th character that I do not like. Probably amongst all of them, she's the one who a lot of people don't like. And it got to the stage where I'm thinking about the author, like, has she actually intended to make this character unlikable? Because she's thoroughly dislikable. She's extremely whiny. She has a super inflated sort of self-importance opinion of herself. You know, she's convinced that she's going to be destined for greatness and prestige and stuff, despite having no discernible qualities, despite having nothing special about her. She treats her friends awfully, like her friends, you know. And even when she's sort of behaving altruistically, it's not actually quite altruistic. She's still doing it to further her own means, her own agenda. And yeah, she's very petty as well. That's probably the best word I can sum up for her. She's very petty. Silly Una. Right then, that is the 5. I'm only going to do 5. I did actually struggle to think of this list because I think generally if you've written a good book, and I like to think I only read good books, the characters that you do like, you're meant to like, and the characters you don't like, you're not meant to like. I think that's how it's meant to work, you know, when reading and writing these book things. Let me know down in the comments if there are any characters in books that you feel were intended to be liked, but whom you do not like. I'm very interested. There's probably some that I've forgotten. I'll read some comments and I'll be like, oh yeah, him. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not hesitate to If you enjoyed today's video, please do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up, because that will tell me how well it has done. If you're new to the channel, you've only just discovered me today, check out some of my other videos, and if they entertain you as well, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when more BookTube, AuthorTube, skit type content writing videos come your way. Also, as an extra sort of add-on to my usual outro, check out my website, toastdragonfantasy.com, which is where you'll find writing samples, all my YouTube updates, all my book reviews, and any other general news that I decide to throw onto my little website, which I'm very, very proud of. That's all I have for you today. So with that being said, my name is Mark, this is Toast Dragon Fantasy, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.